Hello everyone, this is Teacher Rash. Welcome back to Learning Math. Today, another interesting topic in mathematics will be discussed. It's all about laws of exponents. Let us define exponent. Exponent indicates how many times the base is used as a factor. The base is the number or variable that is being multiplied repeatedly in expanded form. Example, 5 raised to the third power. So 3 is the exponent and 5 is the base. So ibig sabihin ng 5 cubed, this is equal to 5 times 5 times 5. And 5 times 5 is 25 times 5 equals 125. So that means 5 cubed is equal to 125. Para mas maintindihan natin ang exponent at base, let us simplify the following. Number 1, 3 raised to the fourth power. So, 4 ang exponent natin at 3 ang base. So, ibig sabihin nito, 4 times natin i-multiply yung 3. So, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9 times 3, 27 times 3 equals 81. So 3 raised to the fourth power is equal to 81. Number 2, negative 5 squared. So 2 ang exponent at ang base ay 5. So ang gagawin natin, copy lang natin yung negative, ibig sabihin nito, 5 times 5. Then, copy lang natin yung negative. Kasi hindi siya yung base. So, this is equal to 5 times 5 is 25. Then, copy natin yung negative sign. So, we have negative 25. Number 3, the quantity of negative 5 squared. So, kung mapapansin natin, pareho ang number 2 at ang number 3. So, ang difference lang nila is yung number 3 naka-enclose sa parenthesis. So, dito, ang exponent ay 2, ang base natin ay negative 5. So, ibig sabihin ng the quantity of negative 5 raised to the second power, this is equal to negative 5 times negative 5. And negative 5 times negative 5 is equal to 25. Let us now have the laws of exponent. The first law is the product law. To multiply powers with the same base, keep the base and add the exponents. In symbols, we have x raised to m times x raised to n equals x raised to m plus n. So, add lang natin yung exponent, then copy lang natin yung base. So, examples, m squared times m cubed. So, copy natin yung base. So, that is m. Then, add natin yung exponent. So, m raised to 2 plus 3. So, 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. So, the answer is m raised to the 5th power. Number 2, 2 cubed multiplied by 2 raised to the 4th power. So, copy natin ang base, that is 2. Then, add natin yung exponent. So, 2 raised to 3 plus 4. So, simplify natin. 2 raised to 3 plus 4 is equal to, so add natin yung 3 and 4. So, that is equal to 7. So, we have 2 raised to the 7th power. So, simplify natin yung 2 raised to the 7th power. So, this is now the same as 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So, equals 2 times 2 is 4 times 2, 8 times 2, 16 times 2, 32 times 2, 64 times 2, 128. So, the answer is 128. Number 3, x times x raised to the 5th power times x cubed. So, again, copy natin yung base, that is x. Then, add natin yung exponent. So, ang exponent niya ay 1, 5, and 3. So, add natin yung exponent. So, x raised to 1 plus 5 plus 3, that is 9. Final answer is x raised to the 9th power. Number 2 is the quotient law. To divide powers with the same base, keep the base and subtract the exponents. So, susubtract naman natin yung exponent sa quotient law. So, in symbols, we have x raised to m over x raised to n. This is equal to x raised to m minus n. Subtract lang natin yung exponent, copy natin yung base. So, examples. Number 1, x raised to the 8th power over x raised to the 6th power. So, copy natin yung base, that is the x. Then, subtract natin yung exponent. So, x raised to 8 minus 6. So, 8 minus 6 is 2. So, therefore, the answer is x squared. Number 2, 3 raised to the 5th power over 3 raised to the 3rd power, or 3 cubed. So, copy natin yung base. So, that is 3. Then, subtract natin yung exponent. Raised to 5 minus 3. So, simplify natin. So, we have 3 raised to the 2nd power, or 3 squared. And 3 squared is the same as 3 times 3. And 3 times 3 is equal to 9. So, final answer is 9. Next is the power to a power law. So, to raise a power to another power, multiply the exponents. So, in symbols, we have the quantity of x raised to m raised to n equals x raised to mn. So, mumultiply lang natin yung exponent nila. Examples. The quantity of x squared raised to the 4th power. So, copy natin yung base. So, yun yung x. And then, multiply natin yung exponent. So, x raised to 2 times 4. And 2 times 4 is equal to 8. So, the final answer is x raised to the 8th power. Number 2, we have the quantity of a cubed raised to the 5th power. So, again, copy natin yung base. So, that is a. Then, multiply natin yung exponent. So, ang exponent ay 3 and 5. So, a raised to 3 times 5. So, 3 times 5 is 15. So, therefore, the answer is a raised to the 15th power. Number 3, we have 2 cubed, quantity of 2 cubed raised to the 2nd power equals, so, copy natin yung base, so that is 2. Then, multiply natin yung exponent. So, 2 raised to 3 times 2. And 3 times 2 is equal to 6. So, we now have 2 raised to the 6th power. So, simplify natin ang 2 raised to the 6th power. This is equal to 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So, 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8 times 2, 16. 16 times 2 is 32 times 2, we have 64. So, the answer is 64. Number 4, product to a power law. To raise a product to a power, distribute power over multiplication. In symbols, we have the quantity x to y raised to n equals x raised to n, y raised to n. Ibig sabihin, didistribute lang natin yung exponent sa x and y. Examples, quantity x to y squared raised to the 4th power. So, distribute natin yung 4 sa x and y. So, magiging x raised to the 4th power, y raised to 2 times 4. So, the final answer is x raised to the 4th power, y raised to the 8th power. Next, number 2. So, dito, i-distribute natin yung 5 sa A, B, at C. So, magiging A raised to 3 times 5 then b raised to 4 times 5, tapos c to the raised to the 5th power. So, final answer natin is a raised to the 15th power, b raised to the 20th power, c raised to the 5th power. Example number 3. So, 2 ang exponent natin. Ibig sabihin, didistribute natin yung 2 sa 5 at sa x. So, we now have 5 squared, x raised to 3 times 2. So, simplify natin. 5 squared, ibig sabihin 5 times 5, and that is equal to 25. Tapos, we have the x. 3 times 2 is 6. So, final answer is 25x raised to the 6th power. Number 5 is the quotient to a power law. To raise a quotient to a power, distribute power over division. So, we have in symbols. So, distribute lang natin yung n sa x and y. So, examples, quantity x over y raised to 6. So, 6 ang exponent natin. So, distribute natin kay x at y. So, the answer is x raised to the 6th power over y raised to the 6th power. Number 2, the quantity of 2 over x raised to the 5th power raised to the 2nd power. So, 2 ang exponent natin. So, didistribute lang natin yung 2 sa numerator na 2 and yung denominator natin which is x raised to the 5th power. So, ang answer is 2 squared over x raised to 5 times 2. So, simplify natin. 2 squared, ibig sabihin 2 times 2. So, that is equal to 4. Then, over x raised to 5 times 2 ay 10. So, ang final answer is 4 over x raised to the 10th power. Next is the zero exponent. So, non-zero base raised to a zero exponent is equal to 1. So, ibig sabihin, kahit anong base except 0, pag ang exponent niya ay 0, it is always equal to 1. In symbols, we have x raised to 0 equals 1. So, examples, 6 raised to 0, so this is equal to 1. Number 2, y raised to 0, again, this is equal to 1. Next, number 3, so since yung base natin na 2x raised to the 4th ay naka-raise sa 0, so therefore this is equal to 1. Next is 2x raised to the 4th, y raised to the 0. So, this case, hindi siya equal to 1 kasi ang base na may 0 exponent ay y lang. So, ang answer dito ay 2x raised to the 4th power. The last one is the negative exponent. A base raised to a negative exponent is the reciprocal of the expression with a positive exponent. So, ibig sabihin, para maging positive ang exponent ng mga negative exponent, kukunin lang natin ang reciprocal. Ano nga bang ibig sabihin ng reciprocal? Babalik na rin lang natin. Example, reciprocal ng 4 ay 1 over 4, ang 5 ay 1 over 5, ang x ay 1 over x. Reciprocal ng 1 over y ay y. So, i-flip lang natin. So, pag ang exponent ng numerator ay negative, so ilalagay lang natin sa denominator para maging positive. Then, pag ang exponent ng denominator ay negative, ilalagay natin sa numerator para maging positive. So, in symbols, we have x raised to negative m. So, since negative m ito, para maging positive siya, so magiging siyang 1 over x raised to m. So, tandaan na pag ang negative ang exponent natin, kailangan natin gawin positive. So, example. So, we have a raised to negative 4. So, reciprocal ng A ay 1 over A. Then, susulat lang natin yung exponent, gagawin natin positive. So, ang answer is 1 over A raised to the 4th power. Number 2, 1 over Y raised to negative 5. So, ang denominator, ang exponent niya ay negative, so susulat lang natin siya sa numerator. So, magiging y raised to the 5th power. So, yan na yung answer natin. Then, number 3, xy raised to negative 7. So, dito, ang y ay may negative exponent. So, copy lang natin yung x, and then yung y, isusulat natin sa denominator. So, magiging x over y raised to 7. Next, number 4. So, x raised to negative 3 over b raised to negative 4. So, dito sa example natin na to, para mabilis natin siyang sagutan, ibabaliktad lang natin. So, ibig sabihin, yung a raised to negative 3, ilalagay natin sa denominator, and then yung b raised to negative 4, isusulat natin sa numerator. So, ang answer ay b raised to 4 over a raised to the 3rd power. So, thank you for watching. Happy learning!